What up, Lou Know It? Here to do a review of Invisible Man. Really gotta try and get on top of. I say this so many videos, but get on top of more regularity, consistency of the content. And I gotta set up the home spot. I got two nice sideshow statues which I want to set up with the Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen collectible. Super cool detail. So hopefully I'll have that set up soon. Anyway, I want to keep making videos in the meantime, and the latest I saw was Invisible Man. So basically, I tend not to like when people give synopses of movies. I find it hard to believe people are looking at reviews for movies they know nothing about. But basically, this movie is it goes back to H.G. Wells, I believe, who wrote the story, and the story was like sort of an intrigue, mystery kind of thing, and this guy developed this ability to turn himself invisible. And then there have been various incarnations. The one that was sort of my era was I want to say Kevin Bacon, although I could be wrong on that, but it was the director was Verhoeven, the guy who did RoboCop, and that was like late 90s, 2000, around that time. And special effects were amazing for the time, and it was the first time I saw a dark take on it, where he was basically he was evil, because I had seen the Invisible Man appear in like a couple other forms of fiction, and he was usually like a hero or anti-hero, or reluctant hero or something like that, or just a guy. So as I said, there's the movie I saw, then this one, and this one carries the trend of him, the Invisible Man being not a good guy. So without giving too much away, they did change some of the stuff in terms of the story of the guy kind of who created it, and the story behind the technology of it. They did some stuff with that, which I thought was interesting. Overall, the movie was very good. Well written, well acted, well directed, scary for a thriller, well done. The actress, who I forget her name, it's not Kate Moss, is it? It's not Kate Moss, that model, right? It's she's the one from Handmaid's Tale, and Elizabeth Moss, something Moss, I think. Anyway, she was also in Us, and she was very good. She often plays, I talked to my dad, she often plays the kind of distraught, scared woman, caught up over her head and stuff. And, this was more of the same, sort of. But she did a good job of it. And the acting all around was, I thought, pretty well done. So, I got to give them credit for that. I think they did a good job. And, let's see. The effects and stuff, it is R-rated, and people get killed pretty viciously, which was a plus for me. I always like seeing a little R-rated action in movies. I feel like they shy away from that, or at least they were for a while, until sort of The Matrix and some other movies, Sin City. There were some big R successes, the last 20 years that sort of brought it back a bit. And then they have they kind of hit and miss. The sequel to Suicide Squad messed up, and it's funny because Suicide Squad should have been R, and then this one wasn't. This one was R, and Suicide Squad wasn't, and I feel like they messed it up that way. I wonder if they'd both been R, if it'd have been better. Anyway, that's the example of an R-rated movie that didn't do too well, but a lot of ones have done well. Deadpool being the biggest one recently is Deadpool 1 and 2. Those did very good money for Fox, and those are both R. So this one, carried along that trend. This one is like a horror thriller. Horror movies tend to be lower budget, rated R more often. This one was, you know, not pure horror for sure, but definitely earned the R rating, and definitely, you know, you can categorize it as horror. But it's also very much like a thriller and like trying to figure out what's going on. And so, okay, so that said, I mean, can I talk about the specifics? I mean, the filmmaking was good. Like, the directing, there was nothing that stood out particularly in terms of the shots and everything. But, you know, I felt like it was good. It was well done. The acting was solid all around. I thought everybody was good in it. I liked the guy. Trying to remember. I think I recognized one of the guys from another Jordan Peele production. I think this was Jordan Peele produced. I could be wrong. He's producing all the horror stuff these days. But I recognized some of the smaller roles. Elizabeth Moss was good as always, and she kind of had to be as the main, you know, the protagonist. Pacing was good. Ending was good. I liked the level of violence. I liked the level of suspense. It wasn't too easy to like figure out what was going on. You kind of thought it was, but it wasn't as easy as you thought. And you know, so they did good job sort of striking a balance between, you know, you being able to follow the plot, but also keeping you guessing enough to, you know, figure out. I hope that didn't come through. It probably did. That was my GPS telling me how to get home. So, you know, all those things are pluses. I thought it was good. I mean, I'm inclined to give this. It's tough because, you know, horror movies. I mean, I'm inclined to rate horror movies higher than usual because I feel like horror movies get hated on and it's not really fair. And I think that, you know, this kind of deserves, because it was in that genre, but then it's also sort of a little higher end, a little bit of a thriller. So it's definitely an 8 out of 10. I mean, I'm inclined to say, and the fact that my dad liked it, my dad's very picky and likes different stuff than me, I'm inclined to give it a 9 out of 10. So, let's go with 8.5 to 9 out of 10. You know, subjectively, objectively, like I would say subjectively, I give it an 8.5, but like objectively, maybe a 9 out of 10. I really had very few complaints about it at all. I want to see it again. I want to try and catch some of the stuff that I missed or that I didn't quite fully understand. Yeah, it's a solid movie. You definitely don't need to see any of the, you know, prior movies to know what's going on because it's nothing to do with them. It uses a similar premise. That's about it. And it's a dope movie. It's a dope horror thriller movie. For sure, don't see it if it's, you know, you're not into like scary movies and stuff, but it's not like a hack and slash kind of movie, although it does have some significant violence. Yeah, I thought it was great. It was really good. Everyone enjoyed it. My daughter enjoyed it. She's not the normal 10-year-old. I think it would be too scary for most. My wife enjoyed it. My father enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it. So to me, that sort of raises my score a bit because you have a lot of different sort of movie tastes there, all enjoying it. So I think that says something. I think that there's different elements that are, you know, going to appeal to different people, whether it's the acting, the setting, the location, the cinematography, you know, that kind of stuff. And again, there was nothing that was bad, nothing. So yeah. We're going to go with 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I definitely highly recommend it. For sure, if you had any interest in it coming out, I highly recommend it. And even if you didn't, you know, I say give it a shot if you're looking for a movie to see. That's my review. I really am, you know, if there's any way, any suggestions, anything that people can do to help me grow this channel, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to, you know, if there's any requests, I'll review anything. I'll review any, you know, sort of weird horror, weird foreign movie, weird, you know, animation, anything that you want to review for. If there's any movies that there's anything that you've seen that you haven't seen reviews for and you want to see a review for, you know, I'd be happy to do it. Also, I'd like to do more reviews of my daughter. do like kids movies where you have a kid's point of view with an adult's point of view. I think that's a cool idea. So again, any comments on that, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much. Lou Know It. Out. Peace. Happy coronavirus.